Hey, what's going on, Black people? I hope you guys are having a good day. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World and the Black Business School. And I wanted to come in today on drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent Black people, to give you an update on this case involving the Central Park Five. Many of you know about this case. It's been highlighted recently in media, immortalized on Netflix in a documentary called When They See Us by Ava DuVernay. And anyway, Ava and everybody else who believes in justice and doing the right thing, they've actually achieved a recent victory that I think should be commended on this channel. There was a prosecutor who was involved with the case, who's now a Columbia University professor. They made sure that she was held accountable for her actions, and she has now resigned from Columbia University. The prosecutor, I'll give you guys the details here. According to New York Daily News, Manhattan Assistant District Attorney Elizabeth Lederer, a prosecutor in the overturned Central Park 5 conviction, resigned Wednesday from Columbia Law School, where she served as a part-time professor after a group of Black students called on her to quit. Controversy over the conviction of the men has been reignited after the release of a fictionalized version of the events. It's interesting they call it a fictionalized version of events because that kind of speaks to the bias of the New York Daily News. So maybe I need to find another source. But so the documentary is called When They See Us, and it's on Netflix. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't really know if I can watch the documentary all the way through. I've watched some of it. It's too close to home for me. As a Black man, you know, when you've undergone, you know, you've watched people that look like you undergo so many assaults like this. You know, Black men are assaulted on a regular basis by the system, by society, etc. Ava, one thing that makes me respect her as a director is that she does work that's so close to home for me that I can't really watch it. I can't get all the way through it. The 13th. I already know it. I mean, this is this, I wouldn't say the story of my life, but I was lucky enough to not go into the system, but I have a lot of brothers who have. My father was incarcerated. My older brother, who's my uncle, but he was like an older brother for me. He went to prison. Prison was just everywhere. I mean, when you're a Black man, prison's all over the place. And you see men go to prison that didn't do anything to deserve that. You hear about horror stories in prison, people getting raped over and over again, just bad things happening, and it's just hard, as a Black man. So I think Ava DuVernay deserves mad props for even addressing these issues. I know we've been hard on Oprah, and I'm gonna still be hard on Oprah. And I know Oprah and Ava are cool, and I don't know how people interpret that. I had to be hard on Oprah. I didn't like that Michael Jackson takedown. I thought it was wrong. I thought that she could pick on somebody other than a dead man. Maybe Oprah's trying to make things right by interviewing the Central Park Five, but I personally think Oprah, I think it was wrong. I think what she did was wrong. But I think Ava, I got to give Ava mad props for doing documentaries that are really hitting home in terms of dealing with the issues that I've been screaming about for years. If you go back and read, I wrote a book in 2004 called What If George Bush Were a Black Man? And in that book, that's what I talked about. I talked about this whole weird world where the suffering of Black men is just falling upon deaf ears. And it's not true just recently, it's true for hundreds of years. Mass incarceration is one of the greatest epidemics, one of the most tragic forms of oppression in the history of all mankind, and nobody cares. We don't get the privilege of white women where people want to go and start a war because somebody broke our toenail. For the Black man, people killing you, beating you, raping you, doing all kinds of horrible things to you, falsely incarcerating you, and people just act like that's business as usual. So, big ups to Ava for doing the documentary. I want to say that I'm very proud of her, and I have a lot of respect for her for doing this. By the way, I want to say I also have a lot of respect for you. I want to say welcome to drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent Black people. I see Terrell, how you doing? Melvin Wright says, I love your content, one intelligent Black man to another. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate that. Those very kind words. Nicole, hello. Jerome, Sylvester, DC. Shout out your city. I like to see what cities you come from. I see Anonymous from Oakland. Jerome says it was a great documentary. Denise says, hello, Dr. Boyce. Yeah, it was a great documentary, but it's like I can't watch it because it's too real. It's like as a Black man, you go through life. I don't know if any brothers in here ever feel this way, but do you ever have a fear like that prison is like right there, like prison is like built for you, like you just supposed to go to, so you have a fear as a black man your whole life of going to jail. White women don't go through that because white women never get sent to prison even when they commit the same crimes. Brothers, man, shit, I mean, you sneeze in the wrong direction, they trying to lock your ass up. And you have friends that go through the trauma, so you have PTSD from all your friends that are either dead or incarcerated or whatever, so you just constantly like scared, so that's why like the Me Too movement scared me, not because I didn't believe in justice for women. I mean, any idiot believes that justice, should be readily available for everybody. The Me Too movement bothered me because I saw cases like Albert Wilson out in Kansas, where Albert literally didn't even, I mean, he kissed the girl. He kissed the girl, spent 5 minutes alone with her, and she wanted to sleep with him, and he got 12 years in prison for rape. That's a sentence. That's what you call a nigger sentencing. That's what you get if you're black. That's like niggerized justice in America. Like only a black man could get a sentence like that. Like ain't no white woman ever in the history of the world ever got a sentence of 12 years in prison for kissing somebody when they were drunk. Like literally. So anyway, I'm just being real with you, being honest with you. Let me go down and talk a little bit about this lady, the Central Park 5 lady. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, please do that. Also, please make sure you subscribe to drboystv.com. We're always going to do right by you and give you good content here. Intelligent content. This is a place for intelligent black people. So if you're not intelligent, then you need to get the fuck out. But if you're smart and you want smart stuff, then please come on in. All right, so it says the mini-series has reignited a painful and vital national conversation about race, identity, and criminal justice. I'm deeply committed to fostering a learning environment that furthers this important and ongoing dialogue, one that draws upon the lived experiences of all members of our community and actively confronts the most difficult issues of our time, said Dean Gillian Lester. He told the Bloomberg News. The Black Law Students Association called Lederer's actions, the prosecutor, Elizabeth Lederer, who just resigned from Columbia Law School because she participated in the public lynching of 5 black men who were innocent, demanded on Tuesday that the administration dump her from the faculty where she serves as a lecturer in law. They also want Columbia Law School to revamp its curriculum to battle what they call institutionalized racism in the legal system. Columbia Law School should fire Elizabeth Lederer, but that's just a start, reads the letter. The school needs to address the racism in how the law is taught. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. My goddaughter graduated from Columbia. I love that school. I was there many occasions. I was wearing that old, baby blue that they have at Columbia, because we were so proud of her for choosing that school. That was actually the school I told her to pick. She was the #1 high jumper in the country and very smart. And she went to Columbia. And I also actually applied there and got accepted there for my PhD. I turned them down, and I actually regretted turning down Columbia. And I told her, like, don't make the same mistake I did. Like, go to that school. It's a great school. So I love Columbia. I think it's a great school, great place to go to law school, all that stuff. Now, here's the thing. What I like about this story, Rebel Mark, is I like the fact that the law school students understand that this is just the beginning. I like the fact that they're really talking that shit that's really going to make transformative change. You see, we need our black lawyers engaged in the battle for freedom for black people. We need our lawyers front center, front line, really getting in the fight. Why? Well, because you got tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of POWs that are locked up in the prison system right now. You got tens of thousands of families, maybe hundreds of thousands. I have to go do the math. That are incarcerated from drug convictions. It's many of them nonviolent from many years ago that have never been rectified. So as society has gotten better, as society has improved in the way it's doling out incarceration, they're not cleaning up their mess. These people, not only should those messes be cleaned up and these convictions be overturned or reduced, but they deserve reparations. Like you talk about reparations. The only reason we don't talk about reparations for mass incarceration is because they have fucked black people in so many ways that they don't know which rape of black people that they should pay for. They can't. They're like, damn. Well, we fuck them twice on Tuesdays and 3 times on Sundays and 45 times last week. We don't know which thing that we did to black people that we should actually pay for. That's the problem. They literally, it's like, get in line. You've got slavery. Yeah, you deserve reparations for that. You've got Jim Crow. Oh yeah, you deserve reparations for that. You got mass incarceration. Yeah, that was pretty horrible what you did to black people. And then that doesn't even go into all the other injustices that are doled out to black people. Just stolen land, burned down Black Wall Street, just all these terrible things that you've done. And I think that black lawyers have to be involved in this fight because y'all know the court system, man. Like, y'all know how to go and file lawsuits and stuff. Like, there's so many, like, being a black lawyer, and I love the fact that these students are doing this. I think is great. Being a black lawyer is the coolest thing in the world, in my opinion, because you will never run out of injustices to fight for black people. Like black people literally have a laundry list of injustices that you can address one by one. I could just sit here all day and talk about it. NCAA, the NCAA, this professional sports league that pretends like it's amateur when it's time to pay the black people, but they're professional when it's time for white guys to pick up their checks, right? They're professional when they're paying a coach, $6 million a year, but they're amateur when the star athlete, the guy who's actually putting his life on the line on the football field, asks for a little bit of money to give to his mama, right? Like, the NCAA alone could be a life mission for some great attorney that wants to become famous by taking down an institution that is stealing $1 billion a year from the black community. Well, why not? Why not? See, that's the thing. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm so weird when it comes to how I think about racism. I used to think about racism as a curse. And it is. It sucks. But at the same time, I realized that actually being black in America is the ultimate blessing and the ultimate opportunity. It's a blessing because you got something in your DNA and your melanin that just literally makes you the most extraordinary group of human beings on the planet. You've overcome things that would have killed most people. You should be very proud of that. They can't stop you. They can't kill you. They've already tried. It didn't work. That's the blessing. The other part of the opportunity is that you've got a million different ways that you can do something great. I'm a finance professor. My PhD's in finance. I could have spent my whole life teaching white kids how to go become richer and whiter than they already were. I could have kept doing that if I wanted to. But I said, hey, wait a minute. There are a ton of different economic concepts and financial theories that I understand. I know the secrets that I can actually take these back and give these to my people, and they'll love me for it. This is an opportunity. I can change lives with this. I can teach people the game and help them elevate their thinking and change families for generations. What an opportunity. Thank God I'm black, right? So I think that if you're a black lawyer, you are right in the sweet spot of what black people need. Black folks need you, man. They don't need you sitting over shuffling papers in some big white law firm. You might make good money, but they're gonna work you half to death and use you up, and you're gonna waste all your time, and you're gonna regret it. I know a lot of lawyers went to top law schools. They're not happy. Most of them hate practicing law. It sucks. But when you get up and you have a purpose, and you have a passion, and you love what you do, and you know that it's making a difference and it's mattering to the people that you care about, now you've hit the secret to happiness. That's the secret to happiness. So I want to say that I'm really proud of these law school students. I'm reading here that they basically put pressure on the lady. The lady resigned. She ran away. I think that's great. It looks like the documentary has done really, really well. Everybody's talking about it in terms of what happened to these young men. I think it's a very sad form of justice. It's very bittersweet in the sense that they went through hell, and they went through complete hell, and now they're getting some justice. Now they're getting some redemption. Now they're getting the respect they deserve. And I'm really happy for these brothers, because the year that they went away to prison, I'll give away my age. I was actually a senior in high school, the year that they got locked up in '89. And so when I see that, the reason I can't watch that documentary all the way through is because it's too real. When I see 18-year-olds run around getting into shit, like, I think about myself, and so it's just very painful. It's literally re-traumatization for me. But I think Ava DuVernay did a great job. I'm glad that there's awareness, and I'm glad that people are being held accountable, and I think some of those people should be in jail. So let's just be clear about that. Now, let me see here. I'm gonna look at some of your comments before I get on out of here. FreeAlbertWilson.com. Yes, that's the website. Make sure you go to that website. Cameron Kelly says, Sacktown. What's going on? Sacramento. I went to Sacktown not too long ago. One of my favorite rappers, Sibo, is from Sacramento. Let me see. Can we also discuss Umar? I don't have anything to say about Umar. If there's a new development, let me know. I don't know. I wish Umar well. I haven't heard from Umar in a while, actually. Umar Johnson. Hit the thumbs up button, by the way. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, please do that. Melvin says, I watched the documentary and I was engaged. The arrogance of the prosecutor was unbelievable. Evidence other lack of was unconscionable. Yeah, well, that's what they're still doing. I mean, go look up Albert Wilson, freealbertwilson.com. Ain't no evidence in that. I mean, go to the Bill Cosby situation. There's no evidence. I'm not saying that Bill Cosby's not a son of a bitch, but I didn't know we could lock people up because we think that they did something wrong. I thought we actually had to prove it. But then I forget. Oh, that's right. When you're black, it doesn't matter anymore. Let me see here. He did one day. He said he's not going to do it no more, I think. Okay, I don't know who that is. Sorry about that, LD. Siobhan, I live in the city where Vassar is. A lot of people here were posting that petition. Good. I worked in the penitentiary. It was very racist. Good old boy system, says Denise. Yeah, but I don't know if y'all saw, did y'all see where the guards handcuffed the guys to a table and let the white guy, got him a knife so he could stab the other black inmates while they were handcuffed to the table? I don't know if y'all saw that. But that's the kind of stuff that happens in prison, and nobody talks about that. So to the young black lawyers that are out here, that are into this stuff, that's a good place to start. If you can open up the veil of prison, it'll be almost like today, we had to change the rug upstairs. We had to lift the couch up in order to move the rug, right? Because the couch was on the rug. Well, when we lifted up the couch, there was all kinds of shit underneath the couch, all kinds of dirt and money and shit that we hadn't seen for years, and we were worried that there might be a family of mice underneath. We didn't know what the hell was up under that couch, right? Well, the prison system's kind of like that couch. It hasn't been lifted up. The veil has not been lifted on the prison system. They're not accountable to anybody. Because why would they be accountable? They're only torturing black men, right? Mostly black men. And then poor whites and people that are outsiders in society, but mostly black people. And so as a result of that, what's happening is that there are abuses that are festering in the prison system. There are guards that are raping inmates. There are people being beaten and sexually assaulted on a regular basis. People's health and human rights being violated on a regular basis. That's a good place to start. So I think that attorneys that can open the veil on the prison system could really go a long way. The reason I believe that some of those brothers, one of those brothers from the Central Park 5 said, I cannot forgive the people who were involved in this. He said, I know I'm supposed to, but I can't. He said, I can't forgive them. The reason I believe he can't forgive them is because he probably went through something horrible in prison that he can't get past. Something terrible happened to him in prison that he can't get past. I don't know what it is, but something terrible. I believe same with the brother who went to Rikers over some nonsense. I forgot the brother's name, but they made a law after him. Y'all name, say his name for me so we can show respect. I'm sorry I can't remember it, but anyway, this brother went to prison at 16. They sent him to Rikers because they accused him of stealing a backpack, but they had no evidence, and he stayed in Rikers for a really long time. And even when they let him out, he still killed himself because whatever happened in Rikers when he was there, he couldn't get past that. These are the nightmares that black men are living on a regular basis, and it is pretty horrible. It's pretty horrible. Let me see here. So I'm gonna get on that. Browder, thank you. Browder, yeah, Khalif Browder, thank you. So I just think it's great. What I like about this is that I just think it's great that people are finally hearing what black men are going through. Like in Chicago, for example, 45% of all the young black men between the ages of 20 and 24 don't have jobs. Like if those were white women or white males, they'd be all over that. That would be a national crisis. But because they're black men, they're like, yeah, that's kind of what black men go through. So who gives a shit, right? So I think it's great that somebody shows they actually give a shit about black men. And I think that's where Ava DuVernay, as far as I'm concerned, she's the director, filmmaker of the year. She deserves every Oscar, every Grammy, every NAACP Image Award, whatever award we're gonna give her. We should give it to her because this documentary has changed some lives, and God bless her for doing this. All right, so anyway, I'm gonna get on out of here, guys. I hope you guys have a good day. Thank you to those of you who came in here and were cool and nice. And I saw some guy here talking crazy. I forget what he said about something about fighting. Stop fighting with your ex-employees. I don't know what he's talking about. Get out of here with that nonsense, man. This is intelligent black people, brother. Step your ass on out of here. All right. So anyway, do me a favor. Hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up button if you haven't hit the thumbs up button. Also, please make sure you subscribe. And if you want a free e-copy of my book, It Takes a Village to Raise the Bar, you can go to drboycewatkins.net. It's totally free. Go to drboycewatkins.net. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Have a good day. I'll see you soon. Peace.